Hey, what is going on guys? Welcome to my trick stabbing spy guide, and today we're going to be going over all the basics that you need to perform some trick stabs, and also a list and categorize all the main trick stabs and some of the variations. There's also going to be some helpful techniques in there, and also I'll recommend some YouTubers that you can watch to help improve your game on trick stabbing. Now this guide is for newer players to trick stabbing. This will introduce some of the basic stabs, and if you're an experienced player, you do not need to watch this. Also bear in mind that trick stabs are not the only stabs you can get, as the most effective stab is the normal stab. So let's start with the corner stab, the easiest of all the trick stabs. Once you master the corner stab, you'll be able to do other stabs such as the matador and the strafe and snap. So what you want to do with the corner stab is have an enemy chase you, then take a tight corner, pull back and take a wide corner, and by the time you do that, if you have the right lead and the right timing, the enemy should take a tight corner and you should be able to stab them in the back. Here is a clip example. Now this stab is the stair stab. It might be called the stair stab, but you can also do it on other elevations such as ramps and hills. So what you want to do is have an enemy chase you or come up the stairs, then jump over their head, rotate towards their back and stab. Now you must crouch to gain the height over the enemy, otherwise you'll just bump into them and fall down. Here is a gameplay example. Now you have learnt the two fundamental trick stabs. The corner stab helps you to time enemies and also use the A and D keys to strafe. The stair stab helped you crouch jump and also rotate in midair to get that enemy's back. The next stabs all include variations on corners and jump stabs, so watch carefully. This next stab is called the blind stab. It's a variation on the stair stab. You basically jump prematurely before the enemy sees you and before you see the enemy. This allows you to get the backstab a lot easier on more experienced players who are anticipating the backstab. So what you want to do is have very accurate enemy timing. You need to visualize the path that they're taking and jump prematurely before they see you, and you will be able to get the stab. Visualize it as a stair stab but without seeing the enemy. This stab is called the stall stab. This is a variation on the stair stab. It's like the stair stab, but apart from one key factor. Instead of you running towards the enemy are running towards you. You run up the stairs away from the enemy, then stop, stall, jump more upwards than backwards, and let the enemy run into your knife. This is a clean and effective backstab. This next stab is called the prop stab. It's like the stair stab and the stall stab combined, but instead of using stairs, ramps or other slants, you can use various props within the game. Anything with a slight raise can give you enough to get that elevation for an overhead stab. Even an enemy teleporter has enough elevation for you to crouch jump over an enemy's head and get a backstab. Make sure you get creative with these, as the more creative, the least the enemy will expect it. The next stab is the matador stab. The matador stab is like the corner stab but without the corner. Imagine trying to lead an enemy into a path that you want them to go. What you need to do is use your A and D keys when strafing to get the gain speed, as when you hold down W you don't have as much side to side speed. Basically, if an enemy is chasing you, move from one side to guide them, then snap back using the D key to the other side and get the stab. This is usually regarded as a face stab in some circumstances. This next stab is called the understab. If an enemy is chasing you off a ledge, pull back behind them and stab them as soon as they land. This next stab is called the drop stab. This is one of the easiest trick stabs to pull off. All you need is a bit of enemy prediction. Drop down on top of them and stab as soon as you land. Now there is a possibility that you could land on the enemy's head or the enemy could land on your head. You can still get the backstab. This is an example. Now I've shown you all the main trick stabs and some of their variations. I've also shown you some slowed down gameplay and the techniques you need to use to get these trick stabs. But in reality it's not going to be as easy as it looks. I'm using a test dummy who is doing what I need him to do. In the real game there'll be people that are more unpredictable and also will anticipate your trick stabs. So what you need to do is a lot of practice. You need to learn the technique and you need patience. PTP, practice, technique and patience. If you need any help, I recommend a map called TR Walkway. It's a training map where you can set dummies to practice all kinds of trick stabs, drop stabs, stair stabs, anything you want. I also recommend checking out other YouTubers. Here are two I recommend: Slurgy and TF2 Stabby Stabby. These are very experienced spies who play competitive spy and use trick stabbing at the highest levels of gameplay. There are links on the screen now. If you did enjoy this gameplay, make sure to subscribe to me as well. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.